Good afternoon, Marc. Here's your machine, the Breville Barista Express BES870 in silver. So as you saw in the photos, generally good condition. Mainly there's some wear and tear around the front, so a couple dents, some scratches, and a few here. But really, I would give it a 7 out of 10. It's in decent shape and very, very good condition on the inside. I had to do very little, so I've given it a full service, clean, pressure test, etc., etc. Everything's fine. I've only had to change the blade on the grinder, just because the old one was giving us troubles. So that's pretty much it. On the maintenance side, very good condition. I'm going to be making a double shot coffee, so a long black on this one, just to demonstrate things. So I like to, when you turn it on, it'll take about a minute to turn on. You can keep the machine on for about 20 minutes for things to heat up. For example, the handle, you can put your cups here for them to warm up, but you can also run a blank shot. Usually it takes about a minute to warm up, but it's already hot. I like to run a blank shot, so that just means I'm going to run hot water through the machine, through the handle, into the cup, just to warm things up. So you can do the single or double. You can do that once or twice. I like doing this step because it also cleans any oil or coffee grounds that are built up in the shower head, in the group head. So. Cool, I'm going to put this on the side. You can also use the hot water tap over here for hot water. For example, if you want to make some tea, long black coffee, etc. I'll take the portable filter out. I'm going to dry it with a tissue. It's important to dry this before grinding. So this is a double basket. I'm going to be dosing 18 grams of coffee into it, 18 grams of ground coffee. Now I'm setting up the grinder to give you a good coffee from the get-go. So at the moment it's on grind size number 5. We'll keep the grinder going to about 12 o'clock. You can select the filter size, single or double. This is a double basket, but I like to keep it on single and do it twice. That way it makes less of a mess and it's a bit more consistent. So I'm going to tear my scale and click. So this is how much the machine gave us in one click. I'm going to press it down. So I'm just going to check the quantity. So that was 8.3 grams. So I'm going to put it on 1 o'clock. Let's see how much that gives us. If you want to top up the grind, the coffee grounds here, you can just hold the button as opposed to clicking it once. If you hold it, it'll grind for as long as you hold it for. So let's see. Yep, that's 9 grams. Let's do that again and see if we get 18 grams. So you're going to get a mound of coffee, a heap, and that's 80 grams. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So just trim it a little bit. Perfect. Okay, once you're done, so you can keep it here or here, it'll give you approximately 9 grams, more or less. Before pressing it, I'm going to flatten it with my palm or my finger. And grab your tamper and press nice and firm. You want to tamp nice and firm, nice and even. And if you don't have a scale and you still you're wondering how am I going to get 18 grams, a good rule of thumb is just to look at the tamper line here. So this silver cap here, that's about the depth you want your tamper to go after you press it down. So I've pressed down my coffee, I've tamped it nice and firm. This is as deep as I can get it. That's about 18 grams in there, and that's how much, how far it is from the edge. Hope that helps. Yeah, you want to polish it at the end like that, and clean the edges. Make sure it's nice and flat. Make sure there's no, gaps. And lock it in all the way to the right. If you don't lock it in all the way, it might fall off. So obviously, we don't want that. I'm gonna grab my cup here. These buttons here, they are programmable, so you can make them as short or as long as you want. I'm going to program them to give you a double quantity, which is about between 35 to 40 grams of coffee in about 30 seconds. So these are volumetric, they will go by volume, not by time. So if your coffee is coming out very slow, you want to make your grind size coarser. If it's coming out very quick, you want to make your grind size finer. So I think it's in the right ballpark now, but the only way to confirm is to make a coffee on it. Hopefully we get it right in the first go. I've measured my cup as well so that we can measure the quantity. Again, I'm aiming for 36 grams of coffee. To program the buttons, you press program, then you press the button you want to program. And when you press it, it's going to start making coffee. You press it again to stop and save that length. You want to pay attention to two things when you make a coffee: the pressure and the flow. You want the pressure to be about 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock, in that range up here. That's perfect for espresso. And you want the flow to be nice and smooth. So program. And you can time it as well, just to see if you're in the right ballpark. So that was about 10 seconds, not ideal. I usually aim for 20 to 30 seconds. So that means my grind size is a little bit coarser than it needs to be. So next I will try it at number 4. And to change that, you want to turn on the grinder, then change the grind size. So now it's at number 4. I'm going to purge. So when you press the grinder button, you want to get rid of the first batch that comes, so the first couple seconds. You want to get rid of those, because those are the old grind size, if that makes sense. Let's see. Yeah, that's 40 grams, that's fine. It was relatively quick, but we still got some good crema. The pressure is about 10, 11 o'clock. And we got about the right quantity. So every time you press the button now, you'll get about 40 grams. You can always change it. And to make it a long black, an extra hot long black, I'm going to add boiling water. And that's all. Steam is relatively simple. You just turn it on and it'll start steaming in a few seconds. It just has to heat up that boiler. So if you give it a few more seconds, it gets stronger and stronger. Yep. You're going to have to learn the technique of steaming, keeping the wand at an angle to the milk and sort of spinning it. And when you're done, you want to purge. So purge is just turn on the steam for a few seconds to get rid of any milk on the inside. And now it'll cool down. It'll go back to coffee mode. Now, when you see these buttons on, that means it's ready to make another espresso. Yeah, that's a coffee on the Breville Barista Express. Oh, I forgot to say, you want to get rid of the coffee grounds as soon as you can. And you want to run a blank shot after you're done. just rinsing the group head and the portafilter by pressing the button here. That's all. That's easy enough, I would say. Very easy machine to use, very easy to keep clean, and very dependable, I would say. So, hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you soon. If you have any questions, feel free to message me at any time. Cheers.